your puppies. So those will need to go out. The first CODA event that we will have will be the river cleanup event in May. And then starting in June, we'll have music and cornhole and all of that. So I'll be coming to Bojo's, Tommy Knockers, and probably either Westbound or Prime, and they'll be the point of contact businesses for the CODA nights to put out your signs and take them in. If they get left out, whatever, just as long as they're not like.
Is music considered CODA?
Yeah, music is considered CODA. So that will be your, and then again, Mike, the cornhole manager, will go into whatever block point of contact, and he'll be responsible for putting them out and pulling them back in on cornhole nights.
Awesome.
But you'll be responsible for your music nights. So those will go in and out, and that will be that. Picnic tables are going to be delivered and assigned. So right now, so everybody knows, we probably have 12 picnic tables. Right now, I have 8 of them accounted for. So if anybody wants one, I don't know, Kent, if you guys wanted a picnic table
We've got our own, but the deli asked me to ask you when to expect them.
tomorrow,
Tomorrow.
and they are on the list. So
Could you have one across the street at Project Support?
they are on the list.
Oh,
Yeah, Project Support had one last year. They're on the list to get one this year, so people know where they are. My business has one, Spice and Tea has one, Azteca is going to get 2, Kind Mountain in their new location is going to have one. And I think Nick's gonna extend his encroachment, so it will be from the corner of the bank to where he is in, where the menagerie was, and so he'll kind of be in front of the soap shop. He and I were in conversation about getting permission for that, middle space. So there'll be one there, Main Street, Two Brothers, Project Support, where there was one in front of Mountain Gems. And then there'll be another one on the end across from the Euro shop that's closed right now. But just as, again, public seating, I think is kind of the thought, is just to allow people places to sit on the street as we're working on that. So those will be the things happening in the next couple of days. Flowers are still on track to be delivered the first full week in June. We're counting on the 8th of June. Well, John and I will have a firm answer for that by next week, but right now it's set for the June. So it will still be some root beer and some pizza and have some fun in Citizens Park after we spend all morning planting flowers. Businesses got the email reminder about flowers today. I got your guys' flowers on the list, and you guys are on the list, and you guys are on the list. And some other businesses on the list for the business flowers, as well as all the city flowers, and all the planters will be planted. Again, activation starts really that 6th of June, but the first big thing to pay attention to will be the 2nd of June, and that will be the summer kickoff parade, which will include all the Carlson kiddos, as well as the graduation parade. That will be at 4 p.m. on the 2nd of June. So that will be the first thing. It's gonna start down by the rec, come up Minor, enter by Tommy Knockers and Staymakers, come up and here and be done.
That's a Friday.
It's a Friday.
And that's also the homecoming?
No,
Not homecoming.
Homecoming.
Graduation.
yeah, graduation parade. Yeah,
Graduation, but
yeah. Graduation is that Saturday.
so
So
it's combined.
it's combining it all into one.
So the summer kickoff parade, Carlson and kids walking down the street, anything else like cars,
Yep,
fire
there-
trucks?
Yep, so it will, all the graduation kids will be in their cars, and the Carlson kids are not walking, they're on bicycles. It's gonna be a decorate your bike. They're doing a whole thing with the PTA to decorate their bikes and do all this stuff, so they'll be decorating their bikes in the gym, meeting earlier in the day. Nicole Nemmers from the PTA is doing a bunch of stuff to get that all coordinated, and it's gonna be there cause there's kids are still in school, even though they don't have school on Fridays. It'll be easy to coordinate as a little fun end of season thing. We have some, Keller Williams is doing like a little float. We have some other cars coming in. I asked Danny to ask the Rotary if they wanted to do. So we'll have some community members as a part of the parade as well. So if anybody else wants to participate, there'll be an email going out probably later this afternoon or tomorrow, asking if people want to participate in the summer kickoff parade, to ask me. So right now, go ahead.
I was wondering, I'm trying to think of some way to be part of it, without it, actually walking.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, I'll see Bill wants to be.
Yeah, put the burros in it. With the TK thing where you could have it serve root beer.
All right, that's kind of nice.
Is that a real thing?
He did it during St. Patty's Day, but it served
That's
beer,
awesome.
right?
Well, no, we did,
Oh, man.
St. Patrick's Day for a few years, we did burros and kegs on them and served root beer off them.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The burros don't mind it, I guess.
It turned into a whole business where now these, some friends have a wet burro wedding, beverage burros.
Beverage
So we go to
burros.
weddings, and it's a hot thing, she has like 60 weddings booked for the summer.
No
So she shows up
Really?
with burros and they put baskets and cocktails and stuff on them, and just go through the crowd and hand out cocktails for their weddings.
There's a whole bunch of stuff with those burros. People love them. I don't.
That's awesome.
They're awesome.
Great.
Beverageburros.com.
Yeah, there you go. So put the beverage burros in the parade. I'm all about the beverage burros.
I was more thinking Tommy knockers. I mean, it's like we're on the side and they walk by, is there something like, is it for locals? It's not gonna be like people aren't coming to town.
Yeah, people aren't coming to town. I think it's mainly gonna be for locals. Obviously, most of the parents will be, either in the encroachments or part of it in general. I think it will just be a fun way it is a callback from what we had. We had summer kickoff. It probably last year, it was probably 2 years before COVID was the last time we did
There
it.
was a long tradition of it,
Yeah,
going back at least 10 or 15 years, and it just stopped
yeah.
a while ago.
Yeah,
So
pre-COVID, probably like 2 years before COVID.
yeah,
I
we used to
think.
come down from Gilpin County and bring our kids to it.
Yeah. So it'll be fun. I figure this year will be pretty small in effort, but hopefully it would be to then reestablish it as something that can happen every year as a summer kickoff.
Envisioning like it's only gonna be hour long.
Yeah.
Max. Is there a way to like a community happy hour or something?
Yeah, that might be a really cool thing. Is
Just
having
because
a
people are in
community
town
happy hour.
already, the parents, the kids, and there's something to do to
I like that idea, community happy hour.
maybe do some prices or the car, I don't know, go off, kind of short note.
We have a whole month, Steve. There you go. That's not short notice for me.
Trade specials.
Yes.
Yeah, kind of building up this wing thing, which is one of my things, that was successful.
Yeah, they did well.
Yeah, we had a lot of people,
Yeah.
so
A lot of people.
they sold 150 tickets, so,
Nice.
yeah.
For Idaho Spring, that's amazing.
That's a really good deal, yeah. For that weekend, for that first kickoff weekend, axe throwing will be here. They will be in Citizens Park. They are they're just there. They'll charge people. If people want to throw axes, they can pay for it. It's not free or anything like that, but they will be there. That will be the first weekend that they will be present on Minor. So they will be in front of Citizens Park both Saturday and Sunday. So that will be the first time they're there. And they're kind of hoping to come up more, so we'll see how that weekend goes, and then, they're coming up for 4th of July, and we had them one other time.
Yeah, we also told them if we have space, we'll let them.
Yeah, we said if they're free and they have space, they just need to give me some notice. But that will be their spot, is right in front of Citizens Park there in those spaces. So I think those are all the things that I have for you guys when it comes to the market and what's happening out there right now. Right, that's it. Did I miss anything?
I think that's good.
Yeah.
We'll have everything more notice on flowers. We just need to touch base and follow up, but that should be coming along. We're gonna do some inventory on our barrels and everything, just see what we have and can put back out on the street. Next topic. Okay, Beth, are you there? Beth Luther has joined us today.
Yes, I'm here.
One moment, let me change away from spotlight here.
We're gonna pull you up on the screen.
So Beth joined us. She's I don't know how many of you know her. This is Beth Luther. She's the mover and the shaker at the county that does all the things. I was thinking, Beth, I didn't know if you wanted to talk about anything like broadband or this. I think this is your first time seeing this group. This is our Vitality Task Force that came out of our Economic Recovery Task Force. There's about 45 total members, and basically we come and just try to iterate quickly when we can and solve problems and all that kind of stuff, and then do cool stuff. So that's what we do. And I just thought maybe I'd give you a chance, since this is your first time joining us, to talk about you and what you're doing, and make sure that you come down to the marketplace this summer and hang out with us.
Yes, well, I get in a lot of trouble when I come down there because all I do is shop. And that's awesome. Everybody loves sales tax. I like making my contribution. So, yeah. So anyway, yes, I am, one of the main projects I'm working on for the county is broadband. How many people have super fast, perfect internet? None of us. And it's very frustrating. And you know, I tell the story all the time. I live in Georgetown. I pay $120 a month for something in the megabytes. And my only choice really is Comcast, and my girlfriends down in Denver pay $50 a month and get faster speeds than me. So I really think it's crazy. And I think it hurts our business community. It hurts our just connectivity to everything else that's going on out in the world. And I believe we deserve the same, if not better, than what they get in the metro area. So I'm fighting really hard to get us some broadband, some high-speed internet. The county belongs to a project called Project Thor, like, you know, the god of lightning and thunder and all that stuff. Anyway, Project Thor is an ownership of dark fiber in the I-70 right-of-way that goes all the way from Denver to Meeker and Steamboat Springs and loops and comes back. And we have a lease on that fiber, and I want to pull it out of that CDOT right of way and get it going around Idaho Springs to give you faster, more consistent, reliable internet speeds. One of the things we're doing right now, and the mayor and Jonathan and Andy can all attest, is beginning this collaboration with Gilpin. As you know, Gilpin County is just right over the ridgeline from you guys. In 2017, we did a strategic broadband report, which told us, hey, here's where you need to expand. Here's what you need to do first. Here's how much it's going to cost. And then that report kind of sat on a shelf. And I'm like, wait a minute, we can't be doing this. We have got to bring this to life. And there's a lot of IIJA money out there coming down the pike. And I want to use that and, you know, get this broadband expanded all over Clear Creek County. One of the partnerships with Gilpin is redundancy. So we know there's fiber going up 119 into Central City and Blackhawk, but what we always want to have is redundancy. So what if we brought it back over Central City Parkway or Oh My God Road and had a redundancy? So if the fiber gets cut at one end of Idaho Springs, we've got a backhaul that'll still get us down to Denver and keep our connection and keep us from losing internet. And I don't know how you guys are in Idaho Springs, but when that CenturyLink got cut a week or so ago, we lost not only internet, but we lost cell. You know, I lost Verizon, we lost AT&T, because all those cell towers are backed up on CenturyLink. So when CenturyLink gets cut, we lose everything. And it's just a pain in the butt. So anyway, that was one of the things that Jonathan and I had talked about, was having these redundancies. And I think, you know, what you guys are doing, you're moving progressively in this great direction. And I just want to make sure that broadband's kind of a piece of that. And if you guys are doing something in a road somewhere or in a direction somewhere, let me know, and, you know, see if we can't work together and bring broadband through that direction. You know, we can get it out of the highway right of way into the town, which the ultimate goal is to put it in the ground. But the hardest part is, I think you guys have some road moratoriums, and I don't want to mess up your roads. I know how much that costs. I don't want to mess them up. So we want to make sure, if we are going to talk about fiber in the ground, that we talk about how much it costs to put your roads back to the great shape they're in right now, because you guys have done a ton of work on your roads to make them look great. And the other beauty about Idaho Springs is the county has 2 towers just above your city on each side of the valley, and you can get redundancy wirelessly too, which is really cool. So anyway, I know I sound really nerdy talking about all this, but I know everybody likes to watch Netflix without the buffering and to be able to Skype with your kids or whatever. So I just wanted to give you a heads up, and if you have some ideas, please, get my name, my number, my email from Jonathan. I'm happy to chat.
One thing that I thought it's good to bring this to economic recovery or to Vitality Task Force about is we're doing this downtown master plan. There is an access point to Thor Fiber at exit 240. And so probably there will be some sort of partnership or working together about fiber downtown. There is fiber lines downtown already, but they're old and they're CenturyLink. And so if we do dig up the street, it's a good opportunity to maybe look at what could be done here. And so that's one of the reasons I wanted to do that. And Beth, I just wanted to invite you as well. On the 24th, we're having one-on-one interviews about the downtown master plan kind of project, all the engineering for that. And if you'd like to participate in that, we'd love to have you as well.
Awesome.
I can
Thank
send
you.
I can send you an email about it too, so you have it.
Yes, please.
Does anybody have questions for Beth about that project? All right. Well, Mary, do you want to do roundtables and
You know what, that would be great. We'll start with Bojo's.
Okay, so obviously this is definitely like one of the more brutal, slow times of the year. But looking at our numbers this morning for last week, you know, our guest count is up compared to last year, so that's great. But you know, it's just waiting for things like graduation, Mother's Day, Father's Day, summer and all that, good weather to kick in, but otherwise just kind of slow around our parts, getting ready to put up the street. Finishing some construction projects that we have going on inside the building, but
Yeah,
business as usual.
all right.
Chip, you have anything? He's still there.
he's there, but
Well, Steve, how's the world treating Tommy?
Slow, of course, slow time of year, our customer visits, you know, are up week over week, because it was pretty slow. But numbers are up because our revenue's a little bit on spending, but that's with it. The wing thing, like I said, that was surprisingly successful. That was fun to watch on Saturday, because it was people who don't normally participate in things in their community were paying $25 to buy a wing. I couldn't believe it. Like, you know, you see the local curmudgeons walking around doing the wing thing. I'm like,
Yeah.
so they would never participate. Anyway, that's good. Lovewood's closing day was yesterday. We were up there as a brewery for that. And that was probably the most successful closing day anybody can remember. It was packed and just nice enough. The band was great and people were ready to party or something, because it was, you know, it was busy and it was cool. And people were like, when I drove in there too to set up, people had parked in places I've never seen cars parked before. It was like
that's
standing their
awesome.
cars on the hills and they were just letting them do it. So it was packed up there. It was nice to see and a good vibe. The one thing that, you know, I was talking earlier, like to communicate as I get the schedule going for your future projects, like the Main Street potential parking mobility center. I'm just concerned, like, as I think about, like, if it's slow, we make it even slower. How can we keep businesses vibrant, you know, through this time period? Because 3 phases of Floyd Hill, mobility, parking, and if these all go off at once, plus the block, whatever they call that over there.
Yeah.
A lot of construction going on at one time, and it can be disruptive. And I know it's impossible to make it not disruptive, but how can we talk about planning it so as a business we can shut the jab around?
we have planned for in the timeline for that to work and to kind of work on that stuff. I think one challenge for us is that the project, while we're pretty certain that it's happening, we still have a couple of I's to dot and T's to cross to make sure it happens. And so it may be a little premature to start that conversation, but it may also not. Maybe we need to start talking about how we're gonna have that conversation. But we did, because we know that we probably won't start construction until 2025. So we have all of next year and the rest of this year to work on that, but maybe we could start looking at putting together a task force or whatever we want to call it.
Or even using this task force.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the best case, worst case scenario and how to plan around it and forward. Again, control the media is the biggest, one of the biggest things, because if the media takes a negative tone towards it, it hurts us.
It's just like on Sundays, don't go up the mountain.
Exactly.
It's
Right.
like,
Awful.
I just drove up by 70, it's fine.
Okay.
Well, Kent, I have been wondering with almost an unhealthy curiosity, because you got a couple things going on with new location. You know, and I'm wondering how it's working out, because sometimes it takes a while for folks to realize that you've moved and things, so,
It's a new location is great. I absolutely love it. It was not fun to like scramble with the building still, but we ended up with an upgrade, and I'm so excited that Nick and Lexi at Kind Mountain, and I think they ended up with an upgrade too.
Yeah.
good.
I would
And so,
definitely
between
say,
the- yeah,
between the
exactly.
two, yeah.
So it's, thank goodness. I almost felt kind of guilty there for a minute when we ended up with an upgrade. It was wonderful that they hadn't landed yet. Almost felt bad. So I'm really glad we both have. Our spot is awesome. We already compared to previous years because of moving and being down and COVID and who knows. But the week to week is the same story, as y'all said. Our wholesale is really, as of even just like a week or two ago, really picked up, you know, selling to liquor stores and restaurants and stuff. Because I think that some of them are still holding back, but I think they're starting to ramp up for summer. Usually for us, wholesale is about a month ahead of retail, both on picking up and slowing down. So, I mean, that's good.
Does mead qualify as wine going to grocery?
Yeah, it's wine. Yeah, we're safely now.
That's a big deal.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh, yeah.
We're one of
Congratulations.
I think we're the only small independent winery in Colorado and safe in any of the grocery stores so far. Our salesperson Jen has been just kicking butt, making
Excellent.
it happen. It's awesome.
All
We're
right.
just in a couple, but they're really, we've got a good relationship with them. We're working on it. It's kind of cool. I'm stoked about it. But the new space, I'm excited about it, excited about patio season. And as far as folks learning that we've moved, other regulars all figured it out quickly because we put a sign up, but there's been quite a few locals say, hey, you finally got a tasting room. We're so excited. So, you know,
Yeah, it's our second one.
yeah. But anyway, it's going well. Thank you.
Good. Sadie, how are things going?
Things are going good. I echo what everybody says. It's kind of a weird time of year, you know, I mean, it's hard to predict traffic flow right now. It's just all over the place. It's like the days you think are gonna be busy or not, and the days that you think are gonna be slow or not. So it's fine. There's just no predicting it. Definitely ready for the market season. I think it always is great when the street is closed down and people just hang out longer. So it'll be interesting to see with the parking rate increase, how that affects people hanging out in town, because sometimes a meal at Bojo's takes 2 hours.
Yeah.
So it's like if a meal at Bojo's takes 2 hours and they're paying $5 for 2 hours of parking, are they gonna pay another $5 for another hour, or are they gonna leave? Because a lot of our traffic comes from people that are either waiting to go eat at Bojo's or are taking a walk to extend their parking after they've already eaten somewhere and are just stretching their legs. So it'll be interesting to see with the parking rate increase, that
Yeah.
walk around traffic that are just mainly here for eating. How that, you know, there are the people that come up here to walk the street and to shop and to be here, and they have no plan on where they're gonna eat until they get here.
Mhm.
And then we have a large percentage of people that have very specific, they're coming to eat at Bojo's, so.
I will say that I talked to some people yesterday that analyzed numbers, and restaurants in Denver are down because patio business is down. Because it just happens like at happy hour and on weekends, the weather's turned.
Yeah.
So it's just been like, they're still doing business, but at those key hours where people would want to go to a patio, it's been bad weather, something's happened.
Yeah. Yeah, it will be the first weekend of the market is that it's raining from basically Wednesday to Monday of next week. It's gonna be raining, so. So we're just gonna see that and see how that goes. But it will be interesting to see the summer numbers as they continue to play out.
Yeah. Jonathan, I'm
Oh, I
sorry,
was
go
just gonna
ahead.
say, you'll be happy to know, I just like looked at our average table turnover time and we're at 49 minutes. So they're not hanging out for 2 hours, but we're averaging 49 minutes a table
I
right
want
now.
to thank you for having that available. to us.
Yes, absolutely. So they, you know, our Toast has some good analytics in there.
Yeah,
So,
it's good, it's good to
Yeah.
know, because then that's a good, like, another good, you know,
Yeah, I
hour
mean,
to walk around after. It's
exactly, so-
perfect.
you know, and then they're in and out, so my wait isn't long either.
Mhm.
So,
You have to be careful how you say in and out.
yeah, so, but I think, you know, in summer, we'll see.
Yeah.
Patio, I mean, we'll probably have to put time limits on patio seating, but
Yeah.
Jonathan, I'm sorry, I can't see, who else do we have online?
We have Bob and Jan and Chip is on there and then Beth, of course. And then also I just wanted to mention that in my staff report, Ashley's here from Interstate too,
Oh,
over
yes.
here. I just wanted to say that I wanted to commend her for what she's been doing lately, especially like just basically since she's been here, but especially. She's dealt with some like particularly difficult people, has done a really good job redesigning our signs downtown, which you start seeing rolling out. And I just want everybody to know that she's been working really hard and that we appreciate it.
Well, good. Thank you very much. Hey, Bob, Jan, you have anything for us today?
The only thing I have is I did talk to Tom Meeker this morning down at Canyon Trading. The weekdays are pretty standard for the season, but his weekend's been quite strong. So he's a happy camper right now. And that's all I can tell you. And the Argo's perking along pretty well as well. So we're happy. No problem.
Excellent.
One
Chip,
thing
did you have? I'm sorry, go ahead, Jan.
One thing I'd like to say is for all the other merchants, we plan on having the Underhill Museum open more this year. Hopefully 3 to 4 days a week. We were open 2 days a week last year. So you can send people our way. Thank you.
Excellent. All right, good to hear. Chip, do you have anything for us?
I just have one question, actually. I just got a email, I think, from Sadie a little earlier this morning, as far as that they're looking at doing a refurbishing of the Rapid Grass stage and so forth down there at the ball fields. And I just wanted to recommend, make a strong, that you get a hold of Tommy Saylor and get him to help you on the planning, because that's his business. That's what he does all the time. He does fairs and festivals with live rock and stuff like that. He'd be a really good asset to utilize to help you get that designed properly.
Awesome, thank you, Chip. Would you be willing to share a point of contact information with me?
Sure.
If you send me an email with his info, that would be great, because we are, a lot of the funds being raised this year at Rapid Grass from the rec center standpoint will be going towards that project. It's gonna be set aside for use of the ball field redesign project, and the goal is to be able to start utilizing that space for more festivals, to use Rapid Grass as the template, showing that we can have nice big festivals down there when the space is not even really designed very well for it. So imagine what we could do if we had a space that was designed for a festival. So I know that that's part of what we're gonna be using that for. So thank you for bringing that up. Rapid Grass has been announced. Will be 3 days this year. Friday is free. Saturday is ticketed. Sunday is kind of like on DL, although it is announced, but there'll be free music workshops happening on Sunday.
Cool. What's a music workshop?
So some of the band members are gonna be getting up on stage and
Just kind of jamming.
and
Sweet.
teaching about playing guitar and teaching
Awesome.
about playing bluegrass, and
Awesome.
people in the audience can get their guitars out and play along,
Sweet.
apparently, is what they say.
Fun.
Yeah,
Very good.
gonna go from 1 day to 3 days. It's great. So you guys will have started seeing sponsorship letters coming from me and Sam, coming out in the next weeks, asking for support on that beautiful community event.
Lindsay's on there as well. There it is.
Oh, okay. Hey, Lindsay, do you have anything for us today?
It might be Troy.
Well, while we are waiting, I wanted to thank Interstate for help with the signage. And we also have some bags that were very generously donated. And speaking of generous, there was also a $5,000 donation towards our fireworks display. So a big thank you for all of those. And I just thought I'd check in and see, is there any thing that economic development should know?
Just that we're launching the rate change on the 10th. We've been doing canvassing, working with everybody, getting everybody used to the rules again now that we're going into the summer. Set up a meeting with us to plan your employees so we can come up with the best permit program that works for you guys. And we'll be around all summer, every week, whatever you guys need us to do, make sure your employees are getting tickets.
Can you refresh my memory on what because I've had residents asking, because anytime there's any kind of change to parking, all of a sudden all the residents come out of the woodwork and they're confused again. So can you refresh my memory so I make sure I'm speaking properly when people are asking me, where do residents park? Where can residents park for free? Where can they not park for free? And what does that look like for them if they want to come park in the district?
Yeah, definitely. The easiest way to remember it is that Minor and its avenues are always 100% paid parking. And then employees and residents can park anywhere else.
So the back lots are fine and the auxiliary lots are fine as well. Okay.
Yep, the only difference is employees can't park in residents unless they have like a dual permit. So you want to make sure if you do have employees that are also residents, that they make sure they have both so they can utilize those if they need to. And then the biggest difference between the two, as far as like on the back end goes, resident permits are good for 2 years and employee permits are good for 3 months. So that's why we want to work with you guys and make sure you guys have everybody up to date and we get the permits and everything that we need. And then the residential permit allows you to park for 3 hours in any of those zones without paying, and the employees can park.
And then the only other thing is the new laminated scan code sign. Those will come out. We'll be getting those delivered to businesses soon.
Yep, so I'm sure some of you guys have probably already talked with Matthew, but we are just stopping by to see what tools you guys need for your staff, people that are visiting, etc. So if you guys want some more like creative ideas, we can make little laminates or like coasters or something, whatever you guys need. People can just scan and register while they're putting up the bar or when they come to register or while they're waiting for people, anything like that.
All right, well, thank you. Thought I would try Lindsay one more time if she's on.
That may be Troy too. I'm not sure which one it is.
Oh, okay.
Two brothers, are you there? They may have got busy too, so.
All right, well, thank you, Jonathan. I'd say that concludes our roundtable.
Can I add something?
Oh, of
I
course.
just pulled in.
I'm sorry, I thought you were for the next meeting, but please.
No, I'm here for, I just got out of another meeting and I have, Sadie and John might be late. Majestic Building is undergoing a full renovation upstairs. Sadie's been experiencing it.
My bricks are falling.
No.
Totally fine.
Totally new flooring and carpeting and decor. And I'm actually contracting with someone. It'll continue to be the Majestic Building, but we're working with Connects out of Golden and Red Rocks to manage a co-working space up there. And we need to talk about that, as you know, right? That we'll be fully renting out all the offices again. I'm sure not all of you knew that I lost most of my tenants during COVID. And so this is the time to reboot everything. And we'll be having drop-in rates and we'll be working with Golden and Red Rocks Connects on doing that. So they'll be talking about that. And that is scheduled to open June 19th. So hopefully maybe like 20 new businesses in town are going to be.
All right, good to know.
Well, and Mary Jane, actually now is a perfect time. We talked to the last chamber meeting about wanting to have, once they get up and running, wanting to set them up with a mixer. So that we could connect them with businesses in town that don't have office spaces.
That was my previous meeting, was with Connects.
Okay,
We are going to have it, we'd like to invite the community and the chamber and everyone to a mixer on the 20th of June.
okay, cool.
So we're all connecting on that. Cool. And we're just, that'll still continue to be a community space, with meeting rooms and things, but hopefully a lot more vibrant. We're redoing the kitchen in back and the deck. And we're painting the outside if we have any facade improvement money from the city. So that's exciting. And when you see Phil and walk upstairs, you'll see the difference.
All right, sounds good. Jonathan, what do we have next?
I just want to bring up on tap, we've got the one-on-one minor sheet meetings. They're really, really important for every business to be represented. That's happening on the 24th and they'll be here at City Hall after the Vitality Task Force meeting. And
Which-
basically
May 24th.
the design team will be here. There'll be a flyer going out to everybody. But I think everybody, like Interstate too, we need to make sure that everybody talks, because this is our chance to make sure we get things right for your particular needs and how that is gonna look and work. So I just really wanna promote that and make sure that we're all attending that. And Beth, of course, we want you to be there as well. I said we weren't gonna do food, but if you guys really, really need food, then we can also have
Said
food.
May
So
24th.
April 24th,
June.
May 24th, whatever, yeah.
Which one?
Which one month
I
is
got
it?
confused, yeah.
May.
Well, Monday is not, that is not a Monday.
Yes.
No, the
What's the
24th
Monday?
is a Wednesday.
24th is a Wednesday.
It's the
That's
Monday,
the
the
year.
22nd.
This is the 22nd.
Oh, Lord.
It's that Monday, whatever that Monday is.
May 22nd. And what time is it? So they'll be here all day.
There'll be a
Right,
flyer
okay,
coming out.
that's, and just for Chuck and John, and you're aware that the Dana Crawford dinner is that evening? The CPI Dana Crawford dinner,
May 24th,
22nd.
oh, 22nd.
All right.
Goldies.
Yeah,
Can
you
you
don't
send
have
us
that
a,
That's
do you
a
have a
Monday
thing
night?
about it, or
Pardon?
do you by any chance have a flyer or anything about it? We could,
I can send it to you,
Okay.
yeah.
That's
yeah.
a Monday night?
Yes,
Okay,
at the
now that's,
Botanic Gardens.
that's a council meeting night.
So we did, when we had the meeting with, when we had our last downtown master plan meeting, we did say May 24th. That's a Wednesday.
Yeah, we did.
So I just want to make sure
Well,
with
how
that
about-
design
I will
people,
check with the engineers and see where we're actually,
see what day
it's
they are
that week
planning.
on either Monday or Wednesday. The intention was to hold it on that Monday, but it may have just got.
I'm wondering
There's
if
probably
it's-
nothing that we
I
can do.
think the intention was that they follow the Vitality Task Force.
Yeah.
That they're coming to the Vitality Task Force meeting to give an update,
Yeah, and then we
and then
do
go right into the one-on-one meeting. I think that was it.
I'll make sure that we have accurate information as soon as possible.
Cool, because it would be cool that whatever day it is, we just know.
Yeah, really, and month.
It's definitely in May.
It's always handy.
They're working on it. They should have it this week.
There's a notice coming out about it too,
Okay,
and I'll have the date and the year.
that's good.
27.
Oops.
Oops. Cool. Have you guys gotten any feedback on how the public restrooms in Citizens Park are doing
No,
now that they're open?
That's
no,
probably
have you
good.
heard anything?
I haven't heard anything, that's why I was wondering. I know they're open.
I've heard a little.
Let's hear
I
it.
was just at this, I heard people talking about it. They didn't seem impressed,
Oh, really?
but that was the
That's the
complainers
crowd.
table. I mean, I wouldn't take it, I'd take it for granted.
Or were they thinking it was too prison-like? or-
They didn't use those words, but I think that was what they're trying to convey.
Because unfortunately, you gotta like bulletproof it.
I
just because
know.
Of the abuse.
You don't have to convince me, I know. And they were complaining about the time and that it took, and again, I'm relaying what they said. They said, yeah, well, you put government in charge of anything, and I had to like grab the chair to not go say, it was a contractor. who did that. It was.
But I can see how folks would feel that way.
I mean, I
It took
understand.
a long time.
But,
Yeah, it
yeah,
did.
We own that.
that's all I heard.
And did we
I gotta
make
go
the
with it.
better our bathroom remodels taking
Oh, really?
forever? Do we have an update on the time that they open and the time that they close?
Right now, it's gonna run parking time. from
Okay.
6.
10 to 6,
Pardon.
10 AM.
We can
To
change that.
6
It's very
PM.
easy to change. So if we decide we want to open a little bit earlier, whatever we can. One of the challenges is we have to be really careful about vandalism hours.
Yeah.
So we just want to be aware of that.
Well, I think maybe the only time we want to change that is on like special events.
Yeah, and that's very
weekends and
simple,
stuff,
so-
so we can just have them open and there'll be people wandering.
Maybe we can sit down and figure out a couple of days that we want to do that, and I'll get it to Paul so we can do that.
Okay,
The other thing I just wanted to mention, I'm sure you've seen Library Park Landscape Renovation Project has been started. The cannon is in storage, so just so everybody knows, we didn't throw it away.
Guess where it is.
It could be like, maybe it could be like the gold.
yeah.
Step 2, where's the cannon? We could fire the gold out of the cannon.
There you go.
Yeah. But that should be, it's gonna take a little bit of time because they've got concrete work and they gotta be really careful with the trees in there. We did decide, the original design got rid of the tree on the south side of the entrance to the library. We're keeping that tree now because we thought it was dead, but it's not. So it just
really
takes a
good.
little bit of work
We went up
to,
there for a site visit.
Yeah.
This tree isn't dead. It's looking great.
yeah, so we just have to be careful with the roots when we're grading and everything, so. But that project is going, so if anybody has questions about it, they can let us know. And I think that's pretty much it. Do we have anything else anybody wanted to talk about?
I just wanted to mention that Andy and Pam Marsh's Facebook post, and I never follow Facebook, was the sweetest Facebook post I've ever seen. And you did look
I
15.
deny I was ever that young.
That's so cute. I just-
Well, now that Mary Jane is here in Interstate, just reminding you guys that the community summer kickoff parade will be on June 2nd.
Friday.
It's a Friday.
I keep telling myself that.
Yes, June 2nd, it's a Friday, 4 p.m. So actually that was one thing on my list that I forgot to ask. And this is interstate question too, that day, we were hoping to use the RTD lot that's over across from the rec as like a staging area for the grads and stuff like that. What's the best way to, number one, get permission to do that? Number two, make that happen?
When is graduation?
That Saturday after,
It's
so
the
the third.
We just would need that code off, just tell let public works know, and obviously make sure interstate fence, but just code it off in time to be able to use it.
That would be, because that would be great if we could use that parking lot as like the staging area for the graduation cars and any community members that are participating in the day. And then Carlson is staging all their kids in the gym.
You probably have to block it off the night before, just because otherwise it's too difficult.
Not bad.
And we might not even need the whole parking lot, but just like maybe the back section of it that's right up kind of next to the bus barn.
Do you wanna just figure out what you want and then we'll get it done?
Yeah, I'll send you an email.
I have an idea I wanna talk about, and it's last minute, so I'm just telling you right now, it's last minute. The mayor used to do Take Back Our City event, which is a barbecue downtown. I have an alternate idea that I think that you could sponsor downtown and we could probably, or a community promotion event. But I think on the last day of school, we should have root beer float party on the marketplace for kids.
Yum.
And it could be like a mayor event and basically you come and it'd be all like a community-wide root beer float party. And I was thinking we do buy some root beer from you guys,
Sponsored.
buy some ice cream from Sit and Chill or whatever, however we do it, however we want to do it. And we just do, say like from 4 to 6 or whatever, you can come get a root beer float after school or,
Or right after
Yeah.
school, 3:30 or.
yeah, something like that.
And do you know what the last day of school at Carlson is since you have a child there?
It's like a weekend of June.
I thought it was 8 is the last,
I'm not certain.
Oh,
Something like
that-
that.
8 is the last day of school.
Oh, yeah,
Eight
with
to
the 4-day
eight.
schedule.
Yeah, because they don't have school on
Oh,
Friday.
yeah, right.
That's flower day. We could have root beer floats.
That is,
Flower
I was
day.
saying root beer floats,
Floats and
floats and flowers.
Jonathan,
Yeah,
that is a wonderful idea.
I think it'd be a really fun way
Let's do it.
to bring the kids downtown too.
Yeah,
Floats
I
and
agree.
flowers.
And we can donate, we have vanilla ice cream, we
Oh, okay.
donate with Sid and Chelsea, so.
Okay, that'd be awesome.
That really.
Well, maybe we could talk about it a little bit more and I don't think it would take much to put it together and I'm sure the kids would like it.
All we would need to do is put a flyer in the packet,
Take home pack.
the take home packet. So I can get that to the principal of Carlson and that would be all that we would need to do is put a flyer in the packet.
Okay,
Won't that apply to the middle school and high schoolers as well?
yeah, I was thinking,
I could send it to Q and she could send it to all of the appropriate points of contact, so I could send it to Q and she'd easily put that into all the points of contact that we need, and that would be fun.
If you had to guess how many people were with your floats. Ballpark.
I don't know, because I think there's several hundred kids at Carlson.
No, there's 110.
Oh, I thought there's 2. Okay, so 110 at Carlson, how much are at the other 2 schools?
I think,
St. Murphy's got 125,
yeah,
and just because I'm so involved in the school right now, Georgetown has about 65.
and I think the high school and middle school probably combined are around 200.
There's 680 in the whole district.
If all of them came, that'd be,
Like 50% probably.
Yeah, I would say you'd get maybe 50% of that,
So
so
where would
At the
this be
most.
done?
I was thinking we'd just call it a Coda event and just open the street and we'd find a place.
Can we serve beer for the parents?
I don't see why not.
can you do quarter floats? Stout.
I mean, really,
I'm honestly, I think that's kind of what I
Want to have a band that afternoon?
I'm sure I could ask
we do
Nick.
have a little bit of community promotion money, so we could do something, but I was just thinking it would be a really fun way to do, I know we have the parade, but it would just be another event.
that'd be cool.
We could see.
Froze.
Just do bouncy house by Citizens Park or something.
Yeah,
On the bouncy house, can it be, are there places to plug it in? Can it be the plan A to try to plug it into buildings instead of a generator?
Yeah, now that the bathrooms are done,
The
the electrical in that park is kind of a hot mess, as we'll call it.
Okay.
So I think we have identified an outlet we can plug it into.
Okay.
The one thing we have to be careful about is just stringing it
Sidewalks.
across sidewalks. You can't leave it for, it has to be purely temporary for a day for electrical code. But in the new design, one of the things we really want to do is put in outlets in the street.
Yeah.
And I wanted to gorilla put outlets in the Excel poles, but maybe not the best plan yet. So,
I asked.
Yeah.
I have a requested to our favorite Excel.
oh, maybe Mary Jane can make it happen. So.
I also have requested the same things. She's gotten more than one request.
Yeah.
So, but
And have you all
anyway,
noticed our
Yeah.
power lines are all buried at the Argo? And we've taken down all the lines. We've got 900 feet of
we have places to plug it in though, so. it should be-
buried.
Yeah, so we should be able to not have generators anymore with it. The goal now is to have it run off of the plug power.
Sweet.
Seems that way.
And on root beer floats, we do have, we have to talk about it, but we do have a little bit of, I think we have some community promotion money we can use for it, so. Maybe we could all work together and make it, because I'm not trying to make anybody spend,
I know the Carlson PTA
Yeah.
would help.
okay. I know that could be an expensive event potentially, so.
We're working on a non-alcoholic honey soda kind of thing, and it,
I was wondering if
Probably
you
be
could,
better.
you guys did meat floats last year, right? At one point, or no, on 4th of July? Or slushie?
no, we did. like
Margarita slushy.
margarita things.
Margarita
Okay.
slushy.
I was wondering how
We're
the
doing
meat
that
float
good.
would go, like if you had the right kind of ice cream.
I mean, it'll work. I mean, it won't explode.
Coconut ice
The,
cream.
the just flavor combinations, it's, you know,
I was thinking about butter
Is
bristles,
there anything?
doesn't get the honey thing.
I mean, the Sit and Chill's coconut ice cream is really good.
Maybe they get a root beer float or one scoop of ice cream.
Yeah,
Okay, so June 8th. Floats and Flowers Day.
Yep.
Okay,
Yay.
All the flowers have to be planted first.
yeah, everybody must plant flowers before they get any kind of alcoholic floats.
that's your reward.
Wait, it helps me plant flowers.
Yeah.
Beth, if you want to come help us plant flowers, we're planting flowers that day in the morning. It's very fun, there'll be food, there'll be treats.
There will be treats, okay, floats and flowers, all right, I will make a flyer and get it to Q. What time does school get out?
3:30. Well, the Carlson is 3:30.
3:30, okay. 3:30 PM. So probably the only thing that we would probably need the city to buy is cups. That way we don't have to bite into anybody's cup supply. So you buy cups. That way, because cups are a thing right now.
I have a source for the, if you're interested for the plant-based plastic ones.
Awesome, that sounds good.
Not much
Maybe
more
we could
expensive and they decompose.
Maybe we could figure out just paying for them or whatever, and then, okay,
Okay, so if the city takes responsibility for the cups and TK can do root beer and Bojo's can do ice cream. Yep.
Just vanilla, but
Yeah, that's right. That's what we do.
Yeah.
Okay.
root
Root
beer
beer,
floats are the greatest.
ice cream. Set up, ban. Got it. I'll ask Nick about it. Okay, anything else that I'm missing on that?
Is he booked for the Raptor case?
He is booked for the Raptor game.
What time's he playing?
That's a very good question. I don't know. But that is happening and they are ready to go for that. And he's, yeah. He's playing.
The ball cups? I have it all set up to do it if it's variable zone and,
They want 50,000. I can't order 50,000.
Ball, yeah.
They want me to order 50,000 cups.
But they just let
Branded.
Freedom Street buy them and they didn't have to buy 50,000.
were they branded?
Were they branded?
Branded Freedom Street cups, and I think they bought a lot, but it wasn't 50,000.
They are telling us that we're required to buy 50,000 cups as a minimum order if we want to brand the cups. Now, if you want the ones that are out and about that have like the A on them or whatever, they have the blue stripe,
You can buy those at the box.
you can buy those by the box. And they're not,
expensive.
they're
By the
expensive, but
box, they're expensive.
they're not
Yeah, I can't
horrible.
remember, I had it all.
Yeah, they're like $1.85 a cup, really, is
It's less than
expensive.
that.
No, I think it was $1, it was over $1. Yeah, for the branded cup or non-branded cups.
Were those like disposable ones or?
Those aluminum ball, aluminum cups.
Oh.
But to get the branded ones,
What if we got another cup and then you bought it and then you get the cup gets a drink special in the summertime, like the refill of the cup is a drink special.
There's all kinds of stuff we talked
we
about.
talked about like it being a minor street cup and then, that way it's a Coda cup and all the things.
50,000 is doable if you combine all the events in the county, so you figure out how to do, so it's a Turkey County Cup or something. The Slacker and the marathons and the. Everybody
Pumpkin
wants it, right?
smash and the,
I
Graphic
priced,
racks.
I priced last year
huh?
a recyclable plastic cup with a lid.
No.
Plastic isn't
Ball really
recyclable.
has the
That
arrow
was,
on it.
well, it's not plastic then. I don't know what the material was, but I was in Seattle. And you know how they are up in Seattle. That had a lid and it could be reusable and compostable or whatever. And it was, you added $1 for every drink, but you could reuse it. And it was cheap. I thought I brought one to show you.
Now, if you made them nice, really nice, they could be.
And they were branded.
And people might be willing to pay a buck.
I think they
Or,
might.
People would want to come here and they get the cup.
Your shines.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
It's a whole thing, yeah, it takes, it's a long conversation, we've had it, we've kicked it off a few times, and it gets to a stopping point where.
I know that Freedom Street did it, because I was with our neighbors did it. They're the ones who own it.
What's Freedom Street?
It's like a food hall up in Arvada, but they bought like branded ones for their whole thing and that's exactly what they are.
Because it would be cool to have a minor street marketplace cup that all of the Coda businesses could use at like for to go. When there's Coda events, it would be great, but it's just a matter of the cost, because when it came down to it, like, it's like, you can't. And there's also not a way to put, like, there can be one brand
They're
on it.
$1.85 at 50,000 if you buy
No,
50,000.
No, I think it's, that's a
Oh.
box.
I was gonna say, that's
And
extraordinary.
I think Steve's right, I think I'm overstating. I think it's like,
$80 a box.
yeah, $80 a box,
It's like 400 a box.
all cups worksheet.
Oh, we should look.
I have it all.
No, I have your worksheet right here on
Well, I
my,
drilled down on this all the way to,
Yes.
I went to Ball Corporate. And then.
Did you ask Jonah? Did you tell Jonah?
Yeah,
Since he's
well,
joining the
Jonah
team,
was
he's-
actually way below that. He's in production.
yeah. Okay, so for a ball cup, one case, 38 cents a cup.
Yeah.
There it goes. So it's $226 for a case of cups. A case of cups is 600 cups. 10 cases, it drops it down to 34 cents a cup. So for 50,000 cups, for the graphic cups, they are 30 cents a cup, but you have to buy 50,000.
Is there a difference between
Cups.
text and graphic?
No, it's
No.
the same. But if you do the math, and we use them for more than just events, you
Yeah.
get to that 50,000 in no time.
I agree.
You figure you guys served in them, we served in them, something like that.
Mhm.
If you branded, Idaho Springs, Clifford County or something, we'd fly through that pallet, I think.
We
Yeah.
could talk to the Georgetown people and just see what they think.
So it's three.
I think I don't agree.
It's three pallets is the 50,000 cups is 3 pallets of cups. And that a pallet is 28 cases. So there's 28 cases on a pallet. There's no cost for the design, that they don't charge for that.
No pre-processing.
There's no pre-processing, and it's an 8-week lead time. Once they have the approved art, it might be shorter now, but that's when Steve got.
Last time I talked to her, this a month.
Yeah, so, and that's, 30 cents a cup with
15,000.
Yeah, so, yeah, 30 cents a cup, and that's shipping and handling included.
Sell them for a buck.
So that's how much the cups are.
Unbranded.
No, that's branded.
Okay.
Unbranded, the cups are essentially 220 bucks a case,
How much a piece?
so 38 cents.
You can get a sticker yourself, stickers are interesting, I think. But,
Yeah, we
labor-
have a ton of stickers, so we don't labor
So,
for sure.
Or if you do with it.
We could-
So the cups without,
You know how to.
you know, that's 600 cups, and they're 16-ounce cups. So 16-ounce cups, and they come, bulk fall every day, and they have those blue, like little blue lines on them.
There's still a novelty, like people will buy them just because they're novel.
The
Yeah.
metal? you said?
Yeah, they're
That's
aluminum.
myself.
We got a sample.
Yeah, they're really
Yeah,
nice.
check it out.
Yeah, they're nice
They
cups.
feel good, they look good. they-
Yeah.
They're light, but not, you know,
Do you have whatever design would go on it?
yeah.
No, I have the generic.
Yeah, we have the generic one,
Because
and then,
even going custom graphics, it's gonna be kind of hard to fit everybody on. and-
which is why if it was like a minor street,
Yeah.
minor
Could we
street.
just do like the minor
I
street
think
logo?
it has to say Idaho Springs, so other.
Well, that's what like minor street Idaho Springs or whatever we put, or this is, you know,
Historic.
a historic Idaho Springs, whatever we want
Yeah,
to do.
historic Idaho Springs.
Yeah, historic Idaho Springs cup or whatever. Again, if we did like quote
The
unquote,
golden cup.
split it up between the businesses that could use it, it would end up being relatively low cost per business. We just have to figure out how many people would want to.
We could change it next year and do something about requiring it to use in the quota space for the alcohol. And then maybe we could figure out a way to.
Make us fun.
Well, I was thinking. if
Strong arm them into
if
buying
someone was
the cups.
involved, then maybe we help subsidize the cost, like just to make it consistent, maybe we could figure out a way
Well, it's
to.
a great way to go no plastic.
Yeah, and I'd love to not have to write our name on it. Good.
That's what the sticker.
Yeah.
Yeah, just put a sticker on it.
Oh, I see.
Or even if it's in that cup, we could remove that part of the
I wonder
odor
if we could get
requirement,
like,
because it's authorized that
oh
it's coming
yeah,
from.
that's city rules.
Yeah, it's a city rule, so that would be a thing where if you're using the CODA authorized cup, then it's in the CODA cup.
That's how my college town did it. We had like this huge bar crawl thing.
Yeah.
And they managed it through a cup like that.
30 cents a cup.
I mean,
Do you value restaurants, you fly through 50,000, I think.
I mean, if we use it multiple years, I mean, doesn't mean like we have to use it just this summer.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
If we have storage for it, I mean, I have storage for some of it,
Maybe we're not.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we would be on board with it.
Okay. That sounds good.
Yeah,
We
so
could look at the,
Yeah, it's 15,000
if we
for,
did it city, we could look at the rule. It's just gonna take a minute to change it.
yeah, I mean, even that, like, you know, again, if it's in that cup, then at least we know it's coming from a CODA authorized business as it is, because I think the rule right now says as long as it's notating that it's coming from a CODA authorized business, I think is how the language is written.
And I'm sure every business could sell like a souvenir cup and drink easily.
I mean, even kids, they give them a Coke or whatever.
Yeah,
You know, particularly young people, they love stickers. You often see young people with their water bottles and have all these stickers all over them. So if we didn't get it branded and we just went the sticker route, you get the standard cup and then you get a sticker for an event or for a drink or something like that. And then you could collect stickers on your reusable cup.
They're like national park stamps.
Yeah.
I don't know, I like historic Idaho Springs an awful lot.
The rec center's on board, they want.
Yeah, the rec center is already committed that if they can get other people to join in, that they'll be a part of it. And they'll use them at all of their.
It takes a month to
events.
get, so we wouldn't have it till 4th, maybe at the earliest.
Yeah, at the earliest, we probably could get them by 4th of July, get the branded cup. We could get the,
That'd be
I
a
mean,
good day to have
Steve already buys the regular
We
cups.
can get the
Do you guys
umbrella
wanna-
ones in every week.
Yeah.
Do you guys wanna see what the lead time to get them would be? If we could have them by the 4th of July, that's like, it'd be a good starting point.
Well, what I'll do is I'll send out an email to the businesses and ask, so it's,
But your rent.
3 pallets is how many cases? So to see the commitment, so it's 3 pallets, so 28
They need
cases,
like cozies for those cups.
Yes,
28
think of the same
times 3,
thing.
so it's
Sure
80,
there's-
it's 84 cases of cups.
Just asking,
How many is
I
it
know
in
it's probably more expensive.
600
Can you make
cups.
an aluminum can into a cup that could fit into a cozy?
When you drink, yeah.
Just no.
Those aluminum cans fit into a regular your cozy, they just don't go all the way up, they fit, because they're, the way that the
Oh,
aluminum cans are tapered. They have like because they fit into a cup holder and then they have the taper up and then taper up, so
it'd be a
that,
good spikey thing for the chamber or something maybe.
yeah, to have like cozy.
'Cause that's the problem with those things is beer gets hot.
So what I could do is I'll send out an email that says, with this information that Steve and I have said, there's 84 cases. See how much commitment each business would be willing to make for how many cases.
As far as the koozies, they're $1 a piece and they're easy to brand. They get minimum orders are low.
Yeah,
Just gave away 600 yesterday. Well,
yeah, so
Yeah.
I'll send out an email, so just watch for that email from me of how many cases you'd be willing to commit to. And then we can see if we can get enough commitments to cover at least the majority of the cost, and then maybe the city could put in, and that could be like a sustainability initiative towards going plastic
I
free.
kind of like the idea of having a
For,
standardized quota thing.
exactly.
So we'd have to talk to council about that a little bit, but
But
we'll
if
figure
I,
out what we gotta do.
but if I at least can get close to the commitment, it's 84 cases that we would need to have cover
Okay.
the cost of 84 cases to get a branded
Well,
cup.
let's see where we end up and then we can figure out next steps.
And I just wanted to throw this out to the group. Remember that Argo has that 40 by 60 festival tent. And we have a 20 by 40 as well.
Alrighty, cups email.
Well, do we have anything else to talk about today
I
or?
was just gonna say just a quick thing, if we decide to go the sticker route, we can get pulled pretty quick with the scientific painters. You guys wanna send us?
Well, that's good to know anyway.
We have a great sign vendor. He's in Denver though. It's a Denver print company.
Okay, thank you. Homer, do you have anything else? or-
No, thanks, everybody. I appreciate it.
Thank you all.
Yeah.